Let's have some fun with the new Dark Box. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at how Hydreigon can power up some of the old Dark Tag Team attackers that have been floating around in previous formats. This is the new Dark Box. We'll take a look over on PTCGO to see how we can power these guys up. Hydreigon gives us a little bit more flexibility with the way that these Dark attackers can attack. Obviously, they've seen a bit of play in the past, but now they could potentially be ripe for the picking. Dark Squall with Hydreigon is reminiscent of the old Blastoise with Rain Dance or whatever it was called. I can't remember the ability name now. Dark Squall means we can attach as many Dark Energy from our hand to our Pokemon in any way that we like. And that is a really, really powerful ability, especially when you consider that Greninja and Zoroark's attack has damage modifiers increased by the amount of Dark Energy in play. So this is going to be our main attacker in the deck. We're going to Dark Pulse for 2 energy, dark and a colorless, 30 plus 30 more for every dark energy in play, so it's a minimum of 90 upwards depending on how many energy we have found. And obviously with a 4-1-3 Hydreigon line we can get a ton of dark energy into play. So that is going to be our core strategy. When it comes to other attackers, the only other one that I've included is Umbreon and Darkrai Tag Team GX. This has a really good pair of attacks. Black Lance, relatively powerful. 150, not quite enough to take a knockout on a Dedenne, which is disappointing to say the least, but it is still very good to be able to do some snipe damage and half hit some VMAXs. And we also have Dark Moon GX, which is the real reason this card's in the deck. If we have 1 energy, our opponent can't play any trainer cards from their hand. If we have 6 energy, then we can take a knockout on any Pokemon that is in our opponent's active spot. So Dark Moon with 6 energy is a way that we can take a knockout on a tag team or a VMAX without any problems whatsoever. You'll also notice that we've got 1 copy of Hoopa-GX in this list as well. Rogue Ring, a very powerful attack if you go second. Dark Strike does 160, so that's pretty good. Devilish Hands, probably not a great GX attack, but maybe could come up, especially if you've already used your Umbreon Darkrai to spread some damage around. Maybe Devilish Hands gets some use. In case you don't know, Devilish Hands, you choose Pokemon GX or EX 6 times and do 30 damage each time you choose it. So it's weird. It's kind of an interesting one, but you can definitely get some knockouts with it. The rest of the Pokemon on the list are just support. We've got 1 copy of Dedenne, 2 copies of Crobat, and then 1 copy of Oranguru. Oranguru very useful in these Stage 2 decks to give us a better chance to find rare candies. So that's the Pokemon line. We're obviously trying to get ourselves this Zoro Ninja into the active to attack. We're going to need to find rare candies to do that. We need to evolve into our Hydreigon. 4 copies of rare candy. We can search for Pokemon with Quick Ball. We've got 4 and 3 copies of Pokemon Communication as well. Energy, when it comes to finding energy, we need to get as many as possible in our hands so that we can increase the amount of damage we can deal by attaching with Dark Squall. We have 12 Dark Energy in the deck, as well as a single Hiding Darkness Energy. We can search them out with Viridian Forest. Very, very good stadium, and once they're in the discard pile, we can use Energy Retrieval to grab them back. There could be an argument for things like Energy Spinner in this deck, but at the moment, I'm not entirely sure if I can fit them in. If you can, then go for it. It's not a problem, but I'm kind of more interested in getting some other stuff in at the moment. I think it's probably better that we just have natural energy instead of the spinner. I've got 2 copies of Reset Stamp as well, so that when our opponent inevitably takes the lead, we can stamp them down to a low hand size to try and stop them from going on to win the game. We also have 1 copy of Big Charm as well. 250 HP is a small amount of HP for Greninja Zoroark to have, so we might want to attach that Big Charm to make it just that little bit more difficult to knock out. If we have a Big Charm, it goes to 280 HP, and that could potentially be enough to save it from a knockout for something like a Zacian, which could be very frustrating. Supporters, very simple. We've got 4 Research, we have 2 Marnie, and 2 Boss's Orders, and that's it. It's pretty low, but there's not really that much space when you consider the fact that we need to play a 4-1-3 line. So we don't really have the space to include any more supporters or Pokemon to search out supporters. So it's a little bit awkward, but it's all in the service of getting Greninja and Zoroark from Unbroken Bonds into the attacking position. What we'll do is play a couple of games on the ladder on PTCGO and see if we can't get this guy attacking. With any luck, we'll play some Tag Team GXs because I don't think that this is going to fare relatively well against any basic one-prize attackers. It's going to be a bit awkward. We'll jump over onto the ladder now and see how we go. It's game time. Let's play some games with Dark Box. We'll see whether or not we can win the coin flip. I'd love to go first, and we have won the coin flip, so let's do that. Going first, obviously very important with a Stage 2 deck. So we want to make sure that we've got ourselves some Pokemon in play early. We've got a Deino here. Very decent start. I'm not going to say good. I'm not going to say good. A decent start. But we do have a couple of good cards in our hand. I'll attach the Hiding Energy, then discard a Darkness with Quick Ball. We're going to grab ourselves... Oh, I feel like... I've got a Marnie. I feel like the best thing that we can do... We either grab an attacker or we grab Crobat, right? How many rare candies we got? We got 4 of them. We got Pokemon Search. One more Pokemon Communication. I'm going to grab Crobat. We'll see what we do here. I'll thin my hand out just a little bit more by reset stamping and then Crobat. For 3, I would like to see myself some extra Pokemon Search, which we've got, but it's not ideal, really. We can get rid of this Darkness Energy and grab ourselves a Zoroninja. We've got 2 energy in our hand next turn with that retrieval. I just want to retreat this Deino out of the active, just in case something goes wrong. We've got a switch if we need it, but I'm not expecting too many problems. We've got energy retrieval here, means that we can pick up energy if we need it, and then we are ready and raring to go. But our opponent's going to Marnie us first, which is quite annoying. There goes that energy retrieval. What have we got here? 2 energy and a research. I don't mind that at all. We're playing against some sort of Porygon Z box. It could potentially be like Porygon Z with double as the focus, maybe even Salamence as a potential attacker, but because we're playing against another Stage 2 deck, we give ourselves a bit of time to charge up our attackers, which is good, because all we need off of this research is probably just a Rare Candy and a Hydreigon. We should be able to get a knockout on whatever our opponent has in the active, unless, of course, they switch into the double, in which case it'll be very difficult to get a knockout. Not impossible, but difficult. Our opponent goes for the Dark Asset here. They're going to use Crobat to draw 5 more cards. And that's 2 energy in the discard pile. I'm going to have 3 after this research, which is going to suck. They've left the Porygon in the active, and that top deck of Rare Candy is very upsetting. I'll attach, play down another Zoroninja, and then just research. We get lucky, which is good. We find ourselves a Hydreigon. What I'll do is I'll make sure that I play down this Viridian Forest. I'm going to switch into Hydreigon here, just because I've got the Hiding Darkness. I can always retreat it, and then I'm going to Crobat again. I want some energy, please. Not going to happen. I'll have to just wait. What was the chances of a deck having 13 energy in it and not hitting one? Got 2 Viridian Forests, but no Dark Energy. That sucks. Next turn, though, we're in a pretty good spot, especially if our opponent can't do anything. We've got a Marnie and a Research and an Energy, so we'll be able to take a knockout on a Porygon. Or, if our opponent moves the double into the active, we've got a chance to take a knockout there. We need to do 230 damage to it, which is pretty high, but we already have 90 damage in play, 120 once we've attached to the active. It'll just be another 3, which isn't impossible to do. Here comes the Porygon Z, the Rare Candy in the Porygon Z here. We might see an attack with double this turn, although I don't know how much damage they'll be doing. Probably not a lot, because we haven't taken any prizes. Erica's Hospitality from our opponent, obviously a very, very good supporter as well. We have a lot of Pokemon in play. I stand by the fact that Erica's Hospitality is a good supporter in this format. I know I haven't been playing it that much, but I think it's really good, and I probably should include it in more decks, to be honest. I think that was a Salamence V. Yes, it was. So it looks like this is a Salamence deck with Porygon Z at the at the acceleration point. Here comes Crazy Code. You probably see that go onto the Salamence or the double. That's a capture energy, so no bench space means that we won't see any acceleration here. And another attachment that's going to go onto double, so they're ready and ready to go. Oh, 3 attachments. That's 2 powerful colorless. That's a lot. I'm not a massive fan of that. Okay. Viridian Forest, we can quick ball away this Hydreigon. We don't need that. Oh god, we'll just grab this Deino, I guess. I mean, I've got the 3 attackers that I want on the field, so that's fine. We'll research. See what we can run into. Only 1 energy, but we do find the retrieval, which is good. Dark Moon here, not going to be super useful just yet, I don't think. I think we're looking just to try and get a knockout on the active. Dark Squall will attach once to the benched Umbreon and then once to the active. We also have energy retrieval if we want it, but we don't need it. We could hold on to it just in case my opponent does evolve into Salamence VMAX. I want to have the option to put those energies onto Darkrai and Umbreon. And we're all good at the moment. We can Dark Pulse and take a knockout. Maybe I should just use this retrieval though. I don't want to get like Marnied again. Let's just commit to it, shall we? Let's just commit to it. We're going to do it. We're going to put those energies onto the Umbreon. This is fine. We'll put one onto the Zoroark just in case. And then Dark Pulse. Okay, cool. 210 damage. It's a pretty solid attack. And I don't think that our opponent's going to be able to knock us out this turn. Especially with a double. They might be able to get us with like a powerful colorless on a Salamence VMAX. For 4 energy or something like that. That could potentially be a possibility. You would have thought that my opponent would have prioritized getting that VMAX attacking last turn. And there you go. If they had have been able to do that, if they had 1 more energy in hand, they could have attacked. Obviously not great. There's the 3rd. So yeah, they really could have. They could have gotten a knockout on this Darkrai, on this Zoroninja this turn, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. That Salamence could have easily done it, and I would have been left in a really awkward spot with all of this energy in play and no way to deal with my opponent. But at the moment, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Maybe I should have held on to that energy recycler. No, not recycler, retrieval. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. It's a disaster. That's okay. They're not going to be able to knock us out. They're going to do like 180 damage with Revenge Blast. Maybe a little bit more, maybe like 210. Because they've got the 3 powerful colorless on there. So yeah, no knockout, which is good. Just the Revenge Blast. 210 damage. So we're going to be able to knock out this double with another energy, which is good. And I can probably just research and then use the Darkrai next turn. We will attach that energy to the Darkrai in a second. I'll just get rid of this switch. We've got 3 energy left. So that's good news. We'll Dark Squall. Let's put 1 onto the Umbreon. Let's put 2. Yeah, on the Umbreon. If it gets knocked out, it gets knocked out. And then Dark Pulse. So that'll do 240 damage and get ourselves the knockout. Pretty solid. And we've got 3 prizes left to take with a boss in hand. And we need 2 energy on our Darkrai and Umbreon Tag Team GX to use our GX attack to win the game. And kindly, my opponent has promoted Salamence VMAX here now, obviously seeing the opportunity to take a knockout on the active for 1 energy. But if they do that, then we're going to be in a spot where they can really easily get punished. We can use Viridian Forest to search for an energy from the deck. We can attach the energy from our hand and then just GX and we'll be fine. So now it's just a matter of what our opponent chooses to do. Are they going to potentially try and maybe stall out one of our Pokemon on the bench? Possibly the Greninja Zoroark with 1 energy on it. That could be a way to go. Or are they going to instead choose to knock out our active? Either way, we're in a winning position with Switch in our hand. I think our opponent wants a research, or not a research, a reset stamp as well. They're going for the Umbreon Darkrai here. They're gusting it out into the active for me. I don't think they can knock me out. They can only ever do, yep, Sonic Double. So I think here they're just hoping that I don't have access to enough energy, but little do they know I'm holding the game in hand. They're going to take 3 prizes off of that Greninja, but I'm about to take the last 3 prizes of the game on Salamence VMAX. So we will just Viridian Forest, discard, I don't know, Marnie, grab ourselves an energy from the deck, and then we can Dark Squall, attach these 2 energies to the active Umbreon, and then Dark Moon GX, 6 energy. Our opponent can't play any training cards next turn, but that's okay, because we've already won. Perfect stuff. We'll play one more game with this one, I'd reckon. It's quite difficult with these decks to get games going. I've managed to win one. I don't want to push my luck anymore. Whilst I'm setting up here with the coin flip and stuff, which we've managed to win, I'll go first again. If you haven't already, please consider giving the video a like. I'd really appreciate it. Darkrai and Umbreon would really appreciate it as well. They're going into the active here. Because, I mean, it means that YouTube gets to show this to more people, and I would like that. I'd like that if people got to see this video, because I'm working very hard on it. I've found the Deino as well, which is great. We've got a Viridian Forest. We can get rid of like a Quick Ball or something here to get an attachment. This is a pretty solid start. I think let's try and extend this a little bit more. Let's shuffle the Hydreigon back into the deck, and we can grab ourselves something. Let's go like Oranguru, get Hoopa and discard it. But I think Oranguru seems fine. We can put this Oranguru into play, and then we can Dedenne and draw some more cards. We're looking for rare candies here. None here. Let's Primate Wisdom. Might put the Crobat back on top, I guess. Maybe put an energy there, but I don't really need it. Oh, a Quick Ball. Okay, so I could play this Deino down. I don't think I need to. I think we just like pass this turn. We've got a Quick Ball for next turn to find Greninja if we want. We've got a Crobat, which is good. We've got a Big Charm. We can thin out the hand a bit. This is okay. We have ourselves an opportunity to potentially get a Stage 2 in play next turn, but I will need to obviously get a little bit lucky. Now, Center Scorch with Radiating Heat is very frustrating. It's going to be able to discard an energy from my active Pokemon. Let's see if my opponent opts to do this. If they do, I shall be very cross. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to do any less. It's probably a really smart move to deny energy. Could potentially have gone for the GX attack there as well, which is an interesting one. They've got Boss's Orders off of the Pokegear. I mean, next turn, like I obviously couldn't attack this turn. Next turn, it could be an interesting one to use Dark Moon, because it means that my opponent wouldn't be able to use Welder, but it depends on what my opponent does here. If they use Welder now, then they could very easily put me in a lot of pressure. Hydreigon GX going back into the deck, grabbing a Dedenne. Okay, so we are going to probably see this hand get drawn away. That Dedenne GX probably going to really upset me. A Air Balloon going onto the active, and then just a Radiating Heat. Okay, so the Dedenne is for later. Gonna save that one. Both of our energy go into the discard pile, and we top deck. Oh, a Crobat! Unbelievable! Can't believe we managed to top deck a Crobat. Right, now we're in a weird spot here, because I really want to make sure that we keep some of these energy, I think. I'm going to grab Greninja Zoroark. I'm going to attach one. Let's see here. Should I like Oranguru before or after? Let's just Crobat now. Whatever. Let's risk it. I can't believe it. We should have probably attached one. We'll put one on top then. It'll probably be another energy. Yep. Okay. Well, that's alright. I'll just research. We'll find an energy recycler for it. I probably should have just attached one. We found an energy retrieval. We didn't find the VMAX. Not the VMAX. The Stage 2. That's disappointing. Let's just attach to the bench. They're not going to knock us out. They're not going to knock us out. We've got an opportunity. I don't know why I did those things. That was some immensely bad plays. Now I have 5 energy in the discard pile. I didn't have to do that. I chose to do that. I chose to not attach. I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh. Terrible play. Terrible. That's okay. Our opponent's not going to be able to knock us out this turn. Even if they get Welder, they're not going to be able to do it. Even if they get Welder. Let's see. Let's see here. At the moment, their hands are not particularly good. They're not doing much here. They have the Dedenne. They could just play Dedenne. Boss's Orders again. Going for the Oranguru. Not even worried about that Deino. They can't even attack. They just attached manually. Okay. This is a hell of a game, guys. Whatever is happening here, I'm not sure whether it's good or not. Okay. Weird spot. Energy in hand, good. Energy retrieval in hand, not great. We're going to Rare Candy. I'll put the Rare Candy on the top of the deck. We've found a Viridian Forest. That's pretty good. We can attach to something. I don't really want to get rid of this energy retrieval. I might need a Marnie here, which is not great. We'll switch into the Zoroninja, then Marnie, because I need the retrieval, because we've got no energy. Oh, we didn't get punished. We've got the Hydreigon as well. Look at that. Can't believe it. With Viridian Forest, we can discard a Viridian Forest, find another Dark Energy, and now suddenly we have 4 energy in play, which means we're going to be able to deal a respectable amount of damage. Not an amazing amount, but a respectable amount. It's 150. It means that next turn, we could potentially take a knockout because we'll have another Dark Energy. So, good stuff. Terrible play. Good stuff. Hopefully we don't get, like, horrifically punished. Here comes a Welder in the first step that our opponent will take to horrifically punish us. They're going to be doing, what, for a 160 damage with their Gmax Centinferno right now. The most, though, that he can do is 200. One more attachment will do the job. That's a frustrating attachment, actually. Having to deal with this heat fire energy means now I might need a little bit of extra energy. Gonna need some extra stuff here. And without Viridian Forest, that's going to be pretty tough to do. Here's the Gmax Centinferno for 200. I'm hoping to, like, I don't know, let's top deck energy or energy retrieval. Like that. Let's just do that. Primate Wisdom, let's get rid of the thingamajig. Hydreigon's not as good. Let's use the energy retrieval here, though. We'll grab a couple of extra energies. We'll attach them both to our Umbreon on the bench, methinks. And luckily, we're not going to get punished too badly here, because Dark Pulse will do enough damage to knock out this this Center Scorch. 360. It's 20 more than we needed, which is pretty good. And now we're in a surprisingly good spot. Like, I mean, we've got no cards, but all we need is 2 energy. If we get 2 energy, if this Center Scorch evolves, then we'll be able to easily GX and win the game. So if this Center Scorch VMAX comes out after... let me start that again. Sorry, guys. Let me just start that sentence again. If Center Scorch VMAX comes out here and evolves on the active, then not only will we have a chance to win the game... I've spent too long now. I feel horrible. I feel awkward. I've spent way too long talking about this, and now I don't have an attack, which is even worse. Let's hope that the Primate Wisdom works here. Hopefully we can move something useless onto the top and find an energy. Nope, another useless card. That's fine. Let's just get rid of one of them with the Giant Hearth and then pass. Anyway, I was saying, if my opponent evolves into Center Scorch VMAX here, all I need to do is find 2 energy, and I'll be able to knock it out with Umbreon. And we're being reset stamped. Thank you. Normally I'm not super happy about reset stamp for 3. But anything's better than the hand that we had before. This one's equally bad, but it's got a research in it, so it's infinitely better. That doesn't make any sense. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm not so worried about it. We're going to see a Bird Keeper here, and that's going to remove another energy from the active. That's very frustrating. And a Wondrous Labyrinth. Oh boy. That is not good for us at all. We now need to find 3 energy. And that's going to be... Oh, no, of course. The Radiating Heat doesn't work because of the Wonder Lab. Let's put this Zoroninja on top of the deck. We want to be able to use that attacker again if we get the option. We'll accelerate an energy to the active and then research. We just need to find 1 more. And we can take a knockout. We find 2 more. Perfect stuff. We can Dark Squall. We'll attach 1 to the Greninja Zoroark. And then I think we attach 1 to the Umbreon. Because now we've got ourselves a second attacker. We take a knockout on the active, and we are 1 prize away from 6-0ing Center Scorch. Can you believe it? There's the concession. Oh, we better stop now. So I'm not going to push my luck with Dark Box anymore. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is probably the best most fun Dark Box that I've played in a long time. It's got plenty of options to attack with. You can accelerate energy, which is good. It's inconsistent because it's a stage 2 deck, but you never know. You might be able to sneak some wins on PTCGO with Hydreigon and some Tag Team GX attackers. Thank you everyone for coming along to see this one. I've definitely enjoyed it. I hope you have. That would be great. If you have enjoyed it, then consider liking the video, subscribing, doing all that kind of stuff. Check out some stuff that's on the left-hand side of the screen there. More videos for you that YouTube thinks you'll like. And on the bottom right-hand corner, we have our playlist for more Darkness Ablaze deck profiles and gameplay. We'll catch you next time for some more. Have some fun on the ladder, and we'll see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.